Our program is a 70 credit program taking place over 23 months. We start roughly the middle of June and go for 2 years to the following May. Having the summer start, that really gives students a foundation for their initial clinical experiences. So most schools, you start in the fall. Well, guess what? You're starting those clinicals and they're likely going to be largely observational because simply the knowledge and the tools aren't there to really be doing anything. So that's where our summer start really provides students with an advantage. Clinicals for the first year, there are 4 roughly 8-week sessions to the first semester, to the second, and that includes every student will go to a high school and then they will complete 3 other rotations, and typically 2 or 3 of those total of 4 will be here on our campus with our clinical staff and our student athletes. The summer between the first and second years, students will select a practicum site of their choosing, and basically that could be anywhere in the country or really anywhere in the world. And then the second year, when students come back, there are 3 clinical experiences. They have a fall experience with a sport, a spring experience with a sport, and then also they do a 4-week general medical experience. We have about a dozen or so clinical sites that we use. We have the 3 colleges in the area, St. Scholastica, Minnesota Duluth, and Wisconsin Superior, 8 high schools, and then we have both medical orthopedics as well as occupational health down at Essentia Health. So we really have a wide variety of potential clinical experiences for students. I think our facilities, you'll find, are really top-notch. They were completed in 2008. We kind of have 2 main areas here on campus. One is our clinical athletic training facility, and that services all of our student athletes, and it's staffed by our 4 staff athletic trainers as well as the students that are working with them. And then upstairs in our lab, we have a variety of equipment options for students to work with: electrotherapy, ultrasound, as well as laser therapy. We have paraffin baths, we have various traction units, we have an unweighing harness system and treadmill, as well as a balance system. I think you'll find that we provide students a distinct advantage in terms of the variety of equipment they'll get to work with and learn how to use. Our summer sessions really provide students with an advantage. Again, the first summer session is really intended as sort of foundational for the remainder of the program. And a big piece of that is our cadaver dissection anatomy course. And again, if we compare to other institutions, that's something that really differentiates and defines our program from other programs. Many simply don't have that. The second summer piece, in terms of a practicum, really broadens the perspectives that students have and gives them some additional experience. And our goal with that is really that students come out and they can really be autonomous, so their entire second year, it's sort of like they're doing some on-the-job training as an athletic trainer. In other words, at that point, they have the skill level and the confidence level where they're simply building off of that, and they can be largely autonomous under the direction of their clinical instructors. Beyond that, we do several things curricularly that, again, I think provide our students an advantage. Several additional courses, such as learning about diagnostic imaging, learning how to, in essence, create your own business as an athletic trainer, learning about electronic health records. An additional feature we have in our manual mechanical therapies course is a Graston certification, which is something that typically most people are going to get after they've started their career as a continuing ed option. And so for us, our students are coming out with that. And in addition, we're going to be doing a similar type thing with kinesiotaping, which again is another skill typically learned beyond the completion of the degree. So So technically we are an entry-level master's program, but we really feel like both curricularly as well as clinically, we take students beyond simply that entry-level baseline that employers are going to expect of them. Basically, there are two options for being admitted to our program. The first is a 3+2 option, and that allows a student to complete their master's in 5 years. So that's particularly beneficial for a student coming to St. Scholastica, say as a freshman, or someone who decides maybe their sophomore year they want to do athletic training. And that's a real, I think, value versus going to a state school where you're likely going to go 5 years and end up with your bachelor's degree. And the second option is the more traditional post-baccalaureate option. So with that, the student completes a degree, and we don't specify what that degree is in, but we do identify 7 prerequisite courses. The values in healthcare and in athletic training closely parallel those of the colleges on the whole. For instance, lifelong learning, a love of learning. Those are things that students have to take forward with them, because the knowledge that we have to work with in healthcare and the skills we have to provide to patients are changing on a daily basis. So it's really important that students are able to take that forward. Another example is stewardship. We read in the paper and hear on the news all the time about the challenges in healthcare of trying to control costs and contain costs, and really doing that effectively is going to require an emphasis on stewardship at all levels, at the practitioner level as well as the administration level. And so I think that's another example of the type of preparation and training that we're providing really articulates with the mission of the college, but also the needs of the greater community and society, if you will, in terms of what people are going to expect and what they're going to need when it comes to healthcare in the future.